programming language should you learn to master artificial intelligence? That's the question that we're going to answer today. And there are quite a few good programming languages that we have in our repository, which we can use to build capabilities in the AI field. Now, I don't have to mention this, but you all know that AI is the bleeding edge of technology today, and everybody is really talking about AI, neural networks, deep learning. So there's a lot of action happening in this area, and this is touted to be the next big thing. And Jeff Bezos, in fact, went on to say that after web, now he's seeing this inflection point where he's saying that AI is the next big thing in the realm of computers and human interaction with computers. So let's begin. So there are quite a few good programming languages, and let's begin with the quintessential Java. And we all know that Java is one of the most prolifically famous enterprise level programming language. It's very robust, though it's quite a humongous language to learn. It's quite robust, and also because it is statically typed, and it's not really dynamic, so it sort of has very strong type inferences, and thus it's a good language for an enterprise company to start off with. So Java is a great option. It is an object-oriented programming language that focuses on providing all the high-level features needed to work in AI projects. And we all know that Java is portable, so it offers huge opportunities for portability, and it also has option for garbage collection. Now, the big plus with Java is also that Java has a huge Java community, which sort of helps to answer most of the queries. And Java is also a good choice as it offers an easy way to code algorithms, and AI is full of algorithms. So be it search algorithm, natural language processing algorithm, or neural networks, algorithms that you'll have. So there's no doubt that Java is a great language for AI, and Java also has the ability to scale because it has already been used by enterprises. So it's a great language to sort of scale, and it's a good language for AI. Now, moving on, before we announce the winner, I just want to go through other couple of more languages. So let's look at Lisp. So Lisp was one of the well-known languages in the past, and it's also doing well now. But with so many other programming languages having jumped in, Lisp has sort of taken a bit of a backseat. It was sort of for many years sort of considered as the go-to language in universities and laboratories and so on and so forth. So it's got a strong fan base, and because it's very good for prototyping. It's got this capability where you can prototype the language, and it also supports symbolic expression, so it's good for that. And it's a powerful language. It is used for a lot of major AI projects like MaxSkim and Dart and CYC. So Lisp language is mostly used in machine learning, ILP subfields because of its usability, symbolic structure, and all of that. And and you must have all heard about Peter Norvin, the famous computer scientist who works extensively in the AI field. He sort of recommends Lisp. So Lisp is really a great language, but off late, because of other programming language sort of jumping into this AI area, Lisp has sort of taken a bit of a backseat there. But nevertheless, a great language. Apart from Lisp, there's another language called Prolog. Now, Prolog is a great language to sort of jump into, and it's one of the best languages to sort of learn artificial intelligence. So Prolog sort of stands along with Lisp when it comes to usefulness and usability. Prolog is, let's say, it's one of those programming languages for which some basic mechanism can be extremely useful for AI. For example, it offers pattern matching, it offers automatic backtracking, and it also has a tree-based data structure mechanism. So combining all of these mechanisms provides a flexible framework to work with. So in that sense, Prolog is quite extensive It's quite extensive in its usage, and a lot of experts in their expert system for AI use Prolog today, and it's also it sort of has taken its own shape, and it's moved into the medical projects and so on and so forth. So Prolog is also great. Now, apart from Prolog, another language which is really doing well and sort of is taking over almost the leadership role today is C++. And C++ primarily because it is the cousin of C, and it's got the great ability of being very close to the machine code, so the binary code, if you may. So you have great flexibility if you have C++. C++ is the fastest programming language in the world, as they claim, and some people say that it's 10 times faster than Python, and its ability to talk at a hardware level, which is because it's sort of the next level of C, enables it to have developers improve their program execution time. So it's very good when it comes to execution. So I've heard that projects like Tesla and some of those really good machine level works which are happening at C. So it sort of really relies, because it's very close to the metal, if you may, right, from a programmer's point of view. So that way C is a great programming language to have in your arsenal. And C is also extremely useful for AI projects which are time sensitive. So for example, search engines, for example, can utilize C extensively. Also in AI, C++ can be used for statistical AI techniques like those found in neural networks, and it can also be used for algorithms which are written extensively in C++ for speedy execution. And C++ is also famous in AI games, which are also sort of very good for faster execution. So any area where you require humongous amount of execution speed has to be pretty fast. So for example, games, in automated cars, and so on and so forth. So those technologies really would use C++. But if you want to start off AI, and we'll just go to another language before we go to the final language that I want to mention here. So MATLAB is another one. It's a preferred language. MathWorks. It's coming up in a big way. It's picking up a lot of traction over the last few years, and it's sort of now almost leading the show in terms of regression and other data analysis areas. So MathWorks, MATLAB is also a great programming language to learn. But if you sort of ask the one big question that one should learn when you get into programming language, I think hands down it is Python. Because Python is one of the most widely used programming language. It is one of the easiest programming languages to learn and start off with. And in the field of AI, artificial intelligence, thanks to its simplicity, it's sort of taken a very quick and grasped the roots very quickly. So it can be seamlessly used for data structures and other frequently used AI algorithms. It's very good to start off with programming, so you don't have to really learn a lot of stuff before you start coding in Python. And the choice of Python for AI projects also stems from the fact that there are plenty of useful libraries, and we're going to talk about them as well. For example, NumPy, SciPy, Python Brain. So there are a lot of good libraries which are there, and you'll have no problems with resources and online availability of resources when you go to learn Python. Python is one of the most beautiful languages, and I personally love this language a lot. And talking about Python libraries, I think we have to mention libraries that Python has. So scikit-learn, one of the best libraries for data analysis, data modeling, regression, clustering, and so on and so forth. NumPy, again a great library from Python, very useful library for a lot of fundamental analysis, and no doubts about the fact that TensorFlow, which is a Google product, TensorFlow is really doing well as a library. And all of these libraries, though their kernel might be written in C, they are all primarily operated through Python. So that's a great advantage that Python has, that it's because of its simplicity, it's gotten gotten into the field quite easily. And the good part is some of these programming languages like C++, as I mentioned, are specifically into low-level stuff. So if you want to work on embedded code, that's great. But Python, the good part is because it is general purpose, because it's a high-level language, you can use it very quickly to sort of prototype stuff. So it's very quick in prototyping stuff. So that's pretty much about it. So I think if we really sort of encapsulate what our thoughts were, I think choosing a AI programming language really depends on the subfield. So if you notice, if you're looking at if speed is not your concern, then if prototyping is your concern, then something like Python is a good option. But if you really want to go with speed, perhaps then something like C++ is an option, or Java is an option. So all these programming languages have their benefits, their key focus areas, and it's great to sort of venture into this area of programming, which is now called artificial intelligence, and it's called with different names. Artificial intelligence is sort of the superset of all of that. Then there are neural networks, there are language processing programming languages, there are image processing programming languages, there are close to machine programming languages like C++. So there are various areas. Robotics is one, and self-driving car is one. So there are a lot of areas where programming languages, artificial intelligence is doing well, and it's a great field to have. So I hope this sort of clarified your understanding of what programming language you would want to learn. So again, just recapping, I would say Prolog, C++, and in fact Swift is also, it's a good mention. I would want to sort of say Swift because Apple is building Apple Car. So if you want to get into the Apple Car world, Swift is a great language, though there are not too many resources on artificial intelligence in Swift, but it's also coming up. So I would say Swift, Prolog is great, Python is the best, MATLAB and C++ very good for kernel level or low level kind of programming, artificial intelligence work where speed is key. Lisp, Academia uses it a lot, and then of course we have Java. So the list goes on, and I think programming languages for artificial intelligence are really sort of coming to their age, and you can pick your choose in one of these areas. So I hope you sort of got a fairly high level understanding of what programming languages should you focus on when you learn machine learning or artificial intelligence, neural networks, and so on and so forth. Thank you, and have a great day.